April 29th, the final meeting, and how it all changes forever after this. I'm going to be discussing what this means for all of us, our money, our benefits, our finances, as well as what it means for the rest of us through the rest of the year and the next several years, as this actually has a lot of ramifications, and I want to point it all out for you here in this video, and what's going to be happening literally in a matter of days, as well as the next few weeks here. I'm going to break it all down for you. Let's jump into the details. All right. First off, drop a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Just a simple yes or no. Do you think 2026 has been very wild, very weird, and very chaotic so far? Again, I said this a bunch at the end of 2025 and at the beginning of 2026. I said, get ready. 2026 is going to be absolutely nuts. If you thought 2025 was busy, 2026 is going to be even more chaotic. So let me know down below. Do you think it's been pretty wild? I can tell you this much, as we get further along in the year, it's going to get even busier, more chaotic, and a lot more big promises are going to be dropped. Let's see, and again, make sure to stay tuned if you have not done so. Subscribe down below, totally free. Anyway, so April 29th, let me point this out super fast. This will be the final Federal Reserve meeting with Jerome Powell. Then he is out of there in May, and the president will appoint that new Federal Reserve chairman, okay? So my point being with this is that over the last several, well, realistically, over the last year or so, I mean, basically since inauguration last year, the president has been very openly slamming Jerome Powell, the current chairman of the Federal Reserve, right? Because he's not lowering interest rates fast enough, and they're not juicing the economy fast enough and things like that. It's not good enough for the president, right? So he's been openly slamming Jerome Powell a lot over the last, say, what, I don't know, 15 months or so, give or take a little bit here, right? But point being is that in May, the new chairman of the Federal Reserve is going to be appointed and put in place. Therefore, the president made it very, very clear that he would only be putting somebody in this position that agrees with him, okay? Point being is that we've seen that the current chairman of the Federal Reserve, again, Jerome Powell, has been a little bit reluctant to lower interest rates at the speed that the president wants. However, the new chairman is likely going to lower interest rates a lot faster and significantly more aggressive, okay? The point with that is that we're likely going to see a lot lower interest rates going forward with the new chairman that's appointed in May, okay? So my point being is that on April 29th, this will be the final FOMC meeting, the last Federal Reserve meeting with the current chairman, Jerome, and then he's out of there in May, and that's it, okay? So point being is that as of right now, the consensus is they're not going to cut interest rates as of right now. That's at least the consensus that's out there. We will have to see, and again, that'll all be coming out here in a matter of days. But if you're like millions of people out there that are maybe floating a balance on, say, like credit cards or an adjustable rate mortgage, or maybe like lines of credit or anything like that that has any type of adjustable interest rate tied to it, the Federal Reserve and their interest rate policy impacts all of that. So when the Federal Reserve has had interest rates very, very high over the last several years, it's been costing all of us a lot more money, right? I'm not sure about you. I don't look at it all that often, but I'm pretty sure on my main credit cards that I use, by the way, I have multiple credit cards, but I only use like 2 or 3 of them on a consistent basis, right? But on those couple main credit cards that I use, I'm not sure what the interest rate is, but it's like 21.5% or something like that. It's very high. A few years ago, it was like, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was around like 17-ish% or something, or 16 or whatever, right? So it's still significantly higher. So anybody floating balances on credit cards, which we still have record credit card debt in this country right now, and again, I'm floating balances on credit cards as well. But point being is that any of us out there that are doing this, we're paying significantly higher on that interest on our credit cards. And again, that's just on credit cards. But any other debt instruments that are out there with adjustable interest rates on them are also affected by these interest rate decisions out of the Federal Reserve, okay? So when they have these interest rates very high like this, not only does it contract on the overall economy, but it also contracts on the consumer, who are basically just blowing money, paying it into interest, when if interest rates were lower, they could use that money as purchasing power to buy goods and services in the overall economy, and therefore continue to stimulate the economy further. But that's not what the Federal Reserve necessarily wants, because they're afraid of it overheating with too much inflation and driving up prices, and then we see that whole inflation spiral like we saw several years ago. So this will be very interesting once we get the new chairman fully appointed in May, it's going to be very interesting to see how fast and aggressively they come in and really start cutting these interest rates. If they cut them as fast and aggressively as the president wants, we could see very, very, very low interest rates literally in the next handful of months here if they do come in and cut them as fast as the president has been calling. Now, remember back, I don't remember when this was exactly, to be fair with you. It was in the end of 2025 sometime, maybe like, I don't know, maybe October, November, something around there. The president came out and said that interest rates should be 3% lower than they were at the time. Now, I don't remember exactly what interest rates were at the time, but they were quite a bit higher, right? So point being is that he was basically saying that interest rates should have been around 1% at that time. Could you imagine if interest rates were at 1%? Would that make your life a little bit easier? Not paying nearly as much interest? Yeah, exactly. That'd be massively helpful. So therefore, for most people out there, most consumers, most businesses, small, medium, and large, a cut on interest rates would actually be significantly helpful. Now, one thing that I want to point out as well, a lot of people continue to think that the Federal Reserve cutting interest rates will lower mortgage interest rates. It does not. That's not what does it, okay? The Federal Reserve cutting interest rates is reducing the federal funds rate, which is literally just the rate in which banks borrow to each other. That's it, okay? It does nothing to do with mortgage interest rates. So there's a lot of people that say, oh, can't wait for them to cut interest rates so that my mortgage interest comes down, or I want to buy a house, or I want to refinance or whatever. That does not have anything to do with it whatsoever, okay? So anyway, just want to point that out really quickly. But either way, this will be a very pivotal meeting on the 29th, the final one here with the current chairman. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see the remarks that come out from the chairman. And then once we roll into May here, what happens there? That's also going to be very, very interesting to see what happens here with overall interest rates, okay? Anyway, just want to point this out for you really quickly to kind of keep you updated with what's going on here and the latest announcements, the latest meetings that are coming out, anything that's going to impact our money, our benefits, our finances. Obviously, I'll continue to keep you posted on all of this. Again, if you're one of the 70 million people on Medicare, again, you know I'm about to say, but if you're on Medicare at any point through 2026, if you have questions on your Medicare, if you need help enrolling in Medicare, if you're getting into your initial enrollment into Medicare, as in you're turning 65, if you need help finding the right Medicare coverages for you and your personal situation, whatever it happens to be, your best free resources right here at Chapter Medicare. Give them a call. They've helped thousands and thousands and thousands of people in this community already, collectively saving multiple millions of dollars, literally by calling that number. People in this community, just on this channel right here, are collectively saving multiple millions of dollars, which is absolutely amazing. Anyway, write that phone number down, take a picture, take a screenshot, but that is by far your best free resource for all of you on Medicare. Give them a call. They will absolutely help you out. And again, they'll take all the time that you need, answering your questions, addressing your concerns, whatever it happens to be. Again, that's your free resource. Again, you can see it right there, free Medicare help. They will absolutely take care of you right there. So again, write that number down. Always call them. If you have anything going on with Medicare, just call them. They'll absolutely help you out, okay? Otherwise, if you know anybody that is, again, on Medicare, turning 65, anything like that, share that phone number with them. Let them get some free help as well. And as always, drop your comments down below after you talk to them. Let me know how it goes. Did you save a bunch of money? How did the experience go? Whatever it happens to be. Use the word chapter within your comment. That's the keyword I search for, by the way, to find these comments. And I will grab that and I will feature you in an upcoming video. And in the community post like I do, you'll see those. Anyway, I just love to hear from you. All right, anyway, please subscribe if you're new here. Please share the video. Big share button down below. Otherwise, let me know what else I can do for you. Otherwise, stay tuned. This year is going to get even more wild than it's already been. More chaotic. A lot more big promises coming out. Otherwise, please enjoy your day. Thanks so much for watching this. Really appreciate it. Have a nice day. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. All right, I'll catch you again later.